We say it all the time. Like everywhere we go, it's well, obviously they can't tell you that they watched your latest vlog because
it's 3 years ago.
How's it been being a minority character on 2 separate vlog channels?
he loves it.
It's interesting. You know, I have gotten the pleasure of being able to just live my life, and Kevin just shoots, and it's really nice because I kind of realize there's so much going on in my life. It is a show in itself. I don't need to play up anything. It's fucking insane, especially the past 3.5 months, especially the past 3.5 months. Yeah. But these guys, are always shooting, and my like nonchalance, me in real life is what I'm talking about, sometimes doesn't play that well from an entertainment point of view. And I want to be the best character in their vlogs, but I've just turned in the guy who is like, yo, fucking turn these cameras off guy.
You always smack it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, I'm like grumpy, like drug addict friend now. Like that's like the route we're taking. Well, no,
he did it in quotes. He did it in air quotes.
Well, because it's fun. It's like it worked kind of as a narrative for a second. It's people were building where I was like, now it's like, I'm all right, chill. I like smoking weed. I smoke weed at night and in the day, in the morning, and the night.
I've learned to pick my days with him, with Logan, as far as like having him in the content. Like I'll generally what will happen is like we'll get to PR, we'll see him on a trip somewhere, and I'll know within the first 5 minutes of him being around the camera if it's a Logan day or if it's not a Logan day. And there's some days where he's balls to the wall on the project, he's balls to the wall on getting an episode of Impaulsive done and all this other stuff. And it's not a Logan day. And then the next day he wakes up and he's got the spring in his step. He's making crazy jokes. He's got a ton of energy. And I'm like, today's the day I'm going to get, 20 minutes worth of content shot with him. You know? So I think it's just, I think you've turned that off. It's still, it exists, but it's just,
I think you're just worried that you're going to come off bad, and you've never came off.
No. That's not what I'm worried about.
Snap at me, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm trying to like summon a thought.
You just don't do that stuff anymore. You don't do that like that form of entertainment anymore. It's a bit of a muscle, and it's a muscle that I think that you've cared to purposely forget.
I'm gonna explain something that is super fucking unrelatable, but it's what we're describing here. All right, for the past 7 years of my life, I've built this brand. I'm gonna speak like, I hate speaking like this, but it is this. I built this brand that is known as Logan Paul. That's me, but also the person that I've portrayed, and the brand again isn't 100% accurate to who I am. And the more I enter my adult life and I can just speak on a podcast openly with my friends, and the more I'm like, oh, okay, like every person, I'm starting to discover more and more about who I am, and what I like and don't like, what I'm willing to put up with and what I'm not, where I allocate my energy is a fucking massive one. And I'm less and less enthusiastic about being someone else. And with that comes a departure from this character that I've built that a lot of people think is kind of cool. A lot of people don't fuck with him, right? And a lot of people want that guy back, the vlog guy, and a lot of people are glad he's gone. But I'm maturing, and I have this concern. Mike Posner sitting there. I'll take a page out of your book and be a little vulnerable here about like, just ego-wise is, man, I just want people to like me. I want to be likable, And the more I become me as an adult, am I likable? Like, who am I? Do people fuck with me the same way they fuck with the high-energy vlog guy who garnered a really large audience because he made a lot of people happy? Or is the more chilled out, relaxed, kind of more real one-to-one guy that you're seeing right now gonna attract a bigger, broader audience, or not? And do I care? It's all these things I'm weighing out in my mind that I consider, and I've not reached a conclusion, but all of that is in the back of my head whenever I appear in your vlogs. And as a friend, I want to give you guys the best, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm doing a little bit of this, and it's not a concern. I don't think there's any like takeaways. I just wanted you to know that that's where my head was at.
I've seen so many stages of yours, and this is not me trying to like suck up to you. All of your versions of yourself has been sick, and a lot of people around you have looked up to it. I like this current stage of you. I think you're calmer, and you're nicer to be around when it comes to like being a person, bro.
For
like
sure.
You are now more curious to see how people are around you. And before you're so into your set of your goal, but now you're mastering, I could get this goal and make sure everybody around me is okay as well. And I really, dude, it's easier said than done, but you're killing it. And I'm really proud. And I think you're going to become a man that you're very proud of yourself. And I think what you're battling is this in between, like old you versus new you, because we're doing old things that you used to do.
Do you know what Gary Vaynerchuk said to me? And it's a fucking massive compliment. And when he said it, first I was like, whoa, thank you. But also I kind of feel like that. He goes, you're the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before he became Will Smith. He said, right now you're Marky Mark before he became Mark Wahlberg. This was in New York at the NFC. And
That's huge.
It's a massive fucking compliment. And God knows it, bro. If I could become
kind of accurate,
if I could become a sliver of what either of those men have accomplished, like I'm happy. But in the sense of like character, guy, thing, we don't know, the spectacle person versus making this really, really, really enjoyable, really considerate version of myself that I want people to know as I blossom into the man I want to be.